Well, good morning, everyone. We're here today to announce a $11.5 million settlement with Morton Salt and Cargill to resolve the lawsuit that my office brought in 2012. In that lawsuit, we accuse Morton and Cargill of conspiring with each other to drive up the prices that both the state of Ohio and local governments paid for rock salt. Rock salt is used to treat icy roads, of course, in the winter. State agencies, such as the Ohio Department of Transportation, as well as the Ohio Turnpike Commission, as well as counties, cities, and other municipalities, all need rock salt to keep Ohioans safe from dangerous road conditions during winter months. An investigation into Ohio's rock salt market began in 2008 in response to increased salt prices and the concerns of public officials. When I took office in 2011, we continued that investigation. And I just might add that I had a number of local officials who contacted me early on in my administration who were very concerned about this. In fact, even before I became Attorney General. We suspected that the price increases may have been the result of anti-competitive behavior by the rock salt sellers. Higher prices paid with taxpayer dollars meant that both the state and local governments had less money for road maintenance and other important infrastructure work. After a very long and thorough investigation, we filed an antitrust lawsuit against Morton and Cargill in March of 2012. This was a complex case involving huge volumes of documents and expert economists. The case took 3 years to actually reach the date of trial. 2 weeks ago, just before the trial was set to begin in Tuscarawas County, Morton and Cargill agreed to settle and pay the state $11.5 million to resolve the case. This money will be returned to both the state and to local government units. It will help government agencies stretch their budgets and keep Ohio's roads safe. I believe that this settlement is a very positive result for the people of the state of Ohio. The millions that will be distributed to the state and to local governments would never have been returned to them had we not filed this lawsuit and aggressively pursued this case. Originally, we did seek a higher recovery, one that would have spanned nearly a decade, from 2001 to 2010, the years of the alleged conspiracy. However, earlier this year, the court in Tuscarawas County issued a decision that limited our recovery period to date back only as far as March 21, 2008. This meant that we could only recover for about 3 calendar years worth of the alleged conspiracy period. In spite of that limitation, we still will be putting millions of dollars back to work for Ohio's taxpayers through this settlement. Of the $11.5 million settlement, about $6.8 million will be distributed to Ohio's cities, counties, townships, and other municipalities that bought rock salt from Morton or Cargill between 2008 and 2010. To ensure that the funds are distributed fairly, we will be contacting local governments requesting that they submit documentation about their rock salt purchases during this period of time. That information will help us distribute the funds to those agencies that we believe paid too much for rock salt between 2008 and 2010. This means that communities in the northern snow belt will receive more than the southern communities that purchased less rock salt. So it's based on how much was purchased. In addition to the money that will be returned to local governments, about $1.7 million will also be distributed to the Ohio Department of Transportation, the largest single purchaser of rock salt in Ohio. A smaller amount, about $174,000, will be distributed to the Ohio Turnpike Commission, which accounted for just over 2% of the rock salt purchases made during this period of time. Finally, to comply with Ohio's antitrust law, 10% of the net recovery plus all out-of-pocket litigation expenses, which totals about $2.7 million, will be returned to the state's antitrust fund. This will allow my office to continue to aggressively pursue cases where anti-competitive business practices are found to negatively affect Ohio taxpayers, government agencies, or other businesses. This settlement reflects my commitment to protect the interests of Ohio taxpayers and to ensure the integrity of the public bidding and purchasing process. This process and the integrity of this process is very important to all Ohio citizens. Ohioans deserve the benefits of healthy competition. Whenever we suspect that the competitive marketplace in Ohio is being threatened, we will investigate, and if necessary, we will file in the future a lawsuit to return competition to the marketplace and return tax dollars to their rightful place. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce a longtime friend of mine. We both worked together many years ago when I was Lieutenant Governor and he was the Director of ODOT at the time, and now the current Director of ODOT, my friend Jerry Wray. Jerry?
Thank you. At the Department of Transportation, everything we do, our number one priority in everything we do is safety. And what I mean by that is whether we're picking up a dead deer or fixing some guardrail, whether replacing a bridge, but whatever kind of project we have, it is our intention to leave it safer than we found it. And nowhere is that more important than in winter maintenance, which we consider to be our signature activity. We have a guiding principle that we will be the standard of excellence for snow and ice or winter maintenance. And that is critical to the people of the state of Ohio during every winter in terms of safety being the number one goal. In order for us to do the best possible job we can and to be the standard of excellence, we know that we have to have good people, which we do. We know that we need the right equipment, which we have made sure we have that. We know that we need to plan properly. And we also need to have the right materials. And in order to get the best value, what we always talk about in ODOT is we know what our resources are. Our goal is to get the best results we can, and the better the results we get with the resources we have, the more return on investment we're giving to the people in the state of Ohio. And in order for us to get the best value, we know that when we're purchasing, we need a free and open market. And there needs to be a level playing field for bidders. And that we need to do what we can to make sure that we are allowing people to give us their best possible bid. What the Attorney General's office has done with this settlement and with this lawsuit has helped us continue, or actually put us on a track where we can be sure of that not only now but into the future. And so we really appreciate the work of Attorney General Mike DeWine and his staff. This is the kind of thing that leads to good government, and we're here today and there's a handful of us talking. But in terms of the actual value that this has and the impact it will have on the state of Ohio and the people of Ohio, it will have a positive benefit for millions of people for decades to come, including the very next winter. So we want to show our genuine appreciation and thank you to Attorney General Mike DeWine and to the folks and the staff of the Attorney General's office. Great job.